Welcome, friends, haters, feeders, and beezers. Join me as we experience together an insufferable, entitled know-it-all. On today's episode, Foodie Beauty eats a lot. Hello, my friends. I jumped into the rabbit hole of Foodie Beauty or Everyday Miriam for a little bit, and I actually knew a little bit more than I thought because I guess I had followed her for a while and just sort of fell off after a little while. So I didn't feel like I knew much about her. I can kind of compare her to Amberlynn in the fact that she is a narcissist and delusional and kind of has delusions of grandeur and stuff. But one big difference is that she has no pretense of losing weight, right? She doesn't even act like she's trying to lose weight. She doesn't care about it. And I guess she treats her audience quite a bit worse than Amber does. So I'm going to look at this video. I sort of skimmed through it just to kind of see what does she talk about these days? You know, what is going on? And it's gross. But in my short little skimming of this video, I heard a few things that I immediately was like, wait a minute. So it's probably worth looking at. So anyway, if you'd like to like and subscribe, that would literally be hectic. I'm not going to lie. Oh, by the way, we're sped up because she spends half the time just eating, and it's gross. So gross.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Hi there, guys. Valentine's Day is fast approaching, and nothing is more romantic than a personalized video from me to you or to a loved one.
And she's got an ad for Cameo. At least Amberlynn doesn't do that. She has it linked in her descriptions, but she doesn't actually like advertise for it, you know?
That you can keep forever and ever. Well, until the technology is outdated. But anyway, request a Cameo now and don't delay and make his or her Valentine's Day special in a different kind of way.
Dearly beloved, we are...
Real quick, like this is another, who on earth would be happy to get a Cameo from Foodie Beauty? Okay, so her prices are much more reasonable, right? Like it's still, $30 is still stupid. Like the fact that you would spend $30 on a Cameo from Foodie Beauty. Like if somebody I loved gave me a Cameo from Foodie Beauty, I would think that they hated me. You know, like, why are you doing this? But let's see. Oh, advice. Here we go. We got advice. Let's see what she has to say. If somebody asks Foodie Beauty for advice.
Hi, Rona. It's Foodie Beauty here. Thank you so much for your Cameo message, and Merry Christmas to you and Happy Holidays. And thanks for being an awesome viewer and requesting this. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. I got your message about Lori Hernandez, so I'm going to look her up. I actually do like that style of vlogging, you know? So I was actually, it's funny you say that because I'm thinking of doing that with my vlogs here in Canada. Just, you know, little pieces of my day, not the entire clip. I get what you mean by that because I do want to show, you know, what I'm eating in a day, what I'm doing in a day kind of thing. And yeah, just stuff like that. So I think that's a really good idea. So I really, really appreciate that. And I really appreciate your Cameo request, and the support really means a lot. So Lori Hernandez, I'll check that out. Thank you so much for that.
So it sounds like the person was giving her advice by saying, hey, your vlogs suck. Maybe you should do it more like this person. And then she makes a Cameo saying, yeah, great idea. And not that she did look it up, but that she's going to look it up. So, man, the comparison to Amberlynn is pretty apt. You know, the laziness is on display. I mean, she does have a little bit more charisma, and she's not so boring and I don't know, just so lethargic in her videos. But I will say, $30, as much of a waste of money as it is, it's still far more reasonable and not so ridiculous as Amberlynn Reed's. You know, Amberlynn's at $75 is a joke. So, oh, we got Pep Talk. Let's check out Pep Talk.
Hi, Bailey. Hi. So I got your Cameo request for yourself. And so thank you very much.
That's a little weird, bro. Whoever Bailey is, like, I mean, rethink stuff. You know, if you're in a place in your life where you think to go on Cameo and pay for a Cameo from Foodie Beauty for yourself to get a pep talk, you've made some wrong turns, friend. I mean, some things are not going great. Maybe see somebody like a professional that can help you, but let's just see what let's see what kind of pep talk she can give to Bailey.
And thank you for thinking of me when you're going through some tough times. And
you know, you just need some encouragement. So, first thing that struck me was that you said you're 23 and, you know, you've lost your mom last year, and I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine how hard that is. I lost my grandmother, which...
Well, isn't she the one that faked her unaliving herself just to spite her mom? So I'm not sure that she's the one to give pep talks about losing your mom, bro. Maybe this was a troll, right? Maybe this was a troll that was like just poking fun at her.
She was like a second mom to me. So I know what loss is like, but you know, losing your mom, the mom is a very, very special person. And
do you think her beezers, yeah, I know the lingo. Do you think her beezers just don't know like her relationship with her mom? And maybe I missed something along the way, but the stuff that I heard kind of in her early days, she was mad at her mom and then pretended to, or she basically fake threatened to conclude her human experience. So unless their relationship got significantly better over the years, I don't know that she's the one to be talking about your mother-daughter relationship. So obviously she is just not the one to be giving any kind of advice or encouragement, and paying any money for a cameo from her is just silly. Like, come on, people. And this looks awfully familiar. Her reviews, lots of 5 stars, mostly anonymous. Foodie Beauty responded to my request right away and asked for clarification of what specifically I was looking for. Her cameo is longer than I expected and personalized throughout. Everything I had hoped and more. And that's like they put their name on there. She's going to love it. And I don't think, from what I understand, you know, Amber is very likely to create her own reviews and sock accounts and stuff like that. I don't know if that's true with Foodie Beauty, with Chantal, but let me know if that's a thing she does, because I don't think it is, but there are actual people here. Okay, here's a 1 star. Let's see what a 1-star Foodie Beauty cameo looks like.
all right, this message is a very special, urgent message to Kat and Nuka-Cola from Bob Lazar. So here it goes. Ladies, please stop your scissoring behaviors and get back to alien UFO research, okay? While you're beezing, there are UFOs invading ranches everywhere, okay? This is a very important message. Thanks, guys. See ya.
I guess that was kind of just like a silly cameo. I mean, obviously they told her to say that. So, I don't know, maybe that was a troll or something. But they gave her money for that, so whatever. So unfortunately, guys, I think we're just going to have to come to the realization and get over the fact that there are just people in the world that would like to pay money for cameos from Foodie Beauty and Amberlynn Reid and enjoy them. So that's the world we live in, unfortunately. So here we go.
We are gathered here today to lay rest the consumption of the Mighty Cruncher, Loaded Twister Duo, and cheese fries from Kentucky Fried Chicken, or any food product from this establishment for the health and well-being of Queen Beezer. Ashes to ashes, cheese fries to the skies.
Hello, guys.
Wait, was that just an intro just saying that the cruncher that she gets is about to die because she's eating it? Now, I will say, so far, she puts a lot more effort into her videos than Amberlynn does. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. She puts some more effort. But then after that, it's just eating and talking. So, maybe not.
Just woke up from a nap. And I know I say this all the time, but I have not eaten today yet, and I'm so hungry. And, well, I have KFC. So, but...
Now, with Amberlynn, I don't believe her, right? I don't believe that she hasn't eaten. But, I mean, honestly, as much as she's about to eat, it doesn't surprise me. Because she's not pretending that she's trying to lose weight or anything.
The intention with this KFC is that it's going to be a KFC funeral.
That's a shitload of food, bro. And a Coke Zero. Good job.
Zero. Coke Zero is so much better than the can't even see you guys. All right, let me explain what I got here. There was some really good deals. So even if I don't eat all this, I have a twister. We have a spicy cruncher. Some regular fries, which I don't really need.
And I know this is a normal thing for her, but that is, bro, one of those things is bad for you, right? Now, she's claiming, from the last thing I saw, the last weight that I think she claimed was like 450, 400 or 450, something like that.
Ketchup, also don't really need. Ranch. Now, because we order there so many times, we have a free 2-piece strips.
Now, I assume she means like she had like a frequent flyer card or something, you know? Not that she just walks in and they go, hey, that's our favorite customer. Here's some free food. Like, maybe they are. Maybe she goes there enough and eats enough and funds their lifestyle enough that they're willing to give her a couple of free chicken strips.
And we have the cheese fries. I might add a few of the regular ones to it. Because I mean, regular fries are just so boring to the house. Like, I don't get it. Add some cheese on that.
That is an obese thing to say. Regular fries are boring. Put some cheese on that.
I'm sure you're confused. 1 minute I'm on here talking about diets, the next I'm eating KFC. So I get it.
She does the obese thing where she takes a bite and it's an orgasmic experience.
Ooh. So I am planning a restart.
Restart what?
But I'm not doing the planning alone. I'm planning like a big lifestyle change. I have therapy tomorrow. I'm planning on digging out that prescription for the
So she starts a sentence. She can't finish a sentence without stuffing her mouth, right? She is, I'm going to start planning, like, finish a fucking sentence and then shove 4 pounds of food in your mouth.
diabetes thing. So I have some things in the works.
Diabetes medication. Okay. So she is she's planning a lifestyle change and she's digging out the diabetes medication. So does that mean she hasn't been taking the diabetes medication? So why are you not doing that? Because she does have diabetes, right? And that, or is it like so yeah, again, I'm still catching up on a lot of the kind of more recent stuff, or I don't know when the diabetes thing came in, but that's a weird thing to say. I'm digging out the old, I decided to dig out the old diabetes medication because my diabetes is flaring up again. Like, I don't think that's how diabetes medications work. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't have it. But I'm pretty sure you kind of have to kind of just take it all the time, like regularly. Bro, and look at, she can barely move her neck and everything is just so, and I know she's got the head stuff on, which that's a thing. But, and here's the thing, no offense to Islam or anything like that, but it's just, we know what's happening here, right? This is for show. But anyway, she's got all that stuff on. I mean, I guess that kind of restricts movement a little bit, but not really. I mean, it's just cloth. So it's just her neck and there's so much fat and so much, she could barely move her head, bro. And look at how squinty her eyes are because the fat is just like, and them some sausage fingers.
I'm sure you're confused. 1 minute I'm on here talking about diets, the next I'm eating KFC. So I get it.
No, we're not confused. This is exactly what obese people do, is they talk about, and that's a good shot. I mean, this is pretty common for food addicts and obese people. to talk about diets and then immediately do this, right? And then immediately just gorge themselves on KFC and stuff like that, because it's hard. Dieting and weight loss is hard. If you are the type of person who can get to 400 pounds, 500 pounds, then of course you're not the type of person that would put the work into dieting or exercise or anything like that. So no, I'm not confused at all. She says, you must be confused because I was just talking about dieting and now I'm eating KFC. Like, yeah, that's pretty normal, especially for you and Amber.
But I'm just being honest, what's going on in my life. But I haven't had KFC in a while. I'll put here when the last time I had KFC was.
Like that, she says, it's been a while and it's only been 2 weeks. But I mean, this is gross. This is just, I mean, why the giant bites? I don't get the point in that. Even when I was big, I don't think I ever took bites that big. You know, people talk about Amber making feeder content. I mean, this, what else would this be? You know, and I guess I get that mukbangs have been popular for a while. And for whatever reason, there are people that just get some kind of satisfaction out of watching people eat. I think it's a certain type of person. But this is just that. This is just feeder content. And to Chantal, it's a very easy, like, imagine being like, I can just click a button, eat copious amounts of food, and get paid for it. That sounds like a pretty good deal. Why would you ever stop doing that? Why would you ever change that?
The Cruncher. So it's a crispy chicken strip, hash brown cheese, lettuce, and mayo. Spicy mayo. That's so good.
Of all the, so in this video, let's see, she uploaded it 3 days ago and she got 11,000 views. How many of those 11,000 do you think watch this just because, like, for entertainment purposes, right? And aren't just watching to see if she says something stupid? Can't be that many, right? Maybe 1,000 are watching it because they enjoy the content. Gross.
So, I thought I would open like a topic for discussion. What do you guys think? Leave your answers respectfully.
What do you guys think? Leave your answers respectfully. Don't forget, it's got to be respectful.
In the comments below.
Which I don't disagree with, you know, probably try to be respectful, but like, I wonder how many people have to say, leave your comment respectfully. Probably not very many.
Julia's having a mukbang too.
So Julia is the cat, right? That got spayed. I remember there was a story about Julia and FFG, right? Something about, I don't remember exactly the story. Like FFG had the cat, or maybe FFG's like sister or something had the cat. I don't know. I remember there being some crazy drama with the cat, and I'm pretty sure it was Julia. But I haven't made it there yet in my rabbit hole exploration.
I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but there's this huge thing going on.
Again, it's like, there's this huge, like, stop eating in the middle of sentences.
On TikTok. Now, I touched briefly on this before, but people who, I guess you would call it e-bag, panhandle, ask for money online.
So this is where things get a little interesting, because she's talking about people that on TikTok that go on and just ask for money, right? Just beg for begging's sake. But her take is pretty stupid.
For help. I don't know if there's a phenomenon, if there's something like that going on YouTube, but
no, not really. Not on YouTube, because you generally get kind of flamed or roasted for begging on YouTube. Like Darkside Phil is one of the biggest e-beggars on YouTube, and he is one of the biggest lol cows too. So no, I don't think you could get away with that on YouTube like you do on TikTok. Now, there may be some that do, but generally it's on YouTube, it is really thought of as a negative thing. On TikTok, though, I mean, it's becoming pretty normalized to go on and just ask people for money. And it's going to get worse because the economy is not looking great.
You have people who, and I don't mean if you're doing content and you're asking for donations or like tips or whatever, okay? Because in my opinion,
you hear what she said? She said, as long as you're doing content. So in other words, as long as you're earning it, right? As long as you're doing something to earn the money. Keep that in mind.
I think if you're doing content creation, you're entertaining people. I think it's only fair that people, you know, there's nothing wrong with people throwing you a few bucks here and there.
Now, so far, we're on the same page, okay? I agree. If people are taking the time and effort to put content out there, then I don't know that asking for money is great, but if somebody feels like throwing a few dollars, yeah, sure, I think that's great. And I don't have a problem with people that have like Patreons and memberships and stuff like that. If they, you know, at the beginning of a video, they say, oh, hey, don't forget about my Patreon and stuff like that. Like, cool, whatever, because they're taking the time to make the videos and it's just giving you the option. If they make that like a big focal point of all their videos, it's kind of annoying. But, so yeah, we're on the same page so far, in theory.
There's ways to support creators. Cameos, super chats, TikTok gifts. But
imagine how short her video would be if she would just talk without eating. Of course, that's the whole point. The whole point is her eating. I get it, but it's just, I wish it wasn't, to be honest.
There are some people that have been coming up on my For You page. And I kind of fell down the rabbit hole of this. There's this whole, there's this, it's called Begtok, okay? It's a whole phenomenon. And it's people trying to out people they think are scammers.
Which there are a lot. And there are a lot of people on TikTok just in general that are asking for money that, you know, are lying about why they need it and stuff like that.
Someone like Lisa Richard, she's very popular for that, but she's in the deep throes of her drug addiction. So she's using any tactic. She'll say she needs money for the bus, blah, 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 which is not true. So therefore it is technically scamming. But she's not okay. So I'm talking about people who are well in the mind. I think TikTok has just become a new way of panhandling. A lot of these people are homeless and need money for a hotel room. So instead of seeing these people on the street asking for your coins, which a lot of people don't even use anymore, they will ask you for to send them a Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and just begging for money until they get their goal, and then they go off, and they don't, after they get their blessing, they don't go and try to better themselves.
What? What did Foodie Beauty, Chantal, Everyday Miriam really just say once they get their money, they go off and don't try to better themselves? Does she, I don't even know what to say about that. Like, what do you even say when Chantal is calling you out, calling somebody out for not bettering themselves? Okay, let's see. Eating, and it's all you do. Oh, here's a good. Does this look less than 500 pounds to you? That thumbnail right there? But yeah, bettering yourself. You haven't done anything different in years. And I mean, I guess the only thing I can say that you have ever really done different is this traveling back and forth to Kuwait. But it's only to like go there and eat and then come here and eat. And that, like, what on earth have you done to better yourself? That is bonkers that she would say that somebody else has not bettered themselves. Shut up. Oh my God.
They don't do anything. They just kind of laze around. You know, they don't look for a job or whatever. I mean, as far as people know.
Okay, two things here. Shut up. They just laze around. They don't look for a job or anything. Okay. And then also, did you see that?
Kind of lazy.
Watch this cat.
They don't look for a job or whatever. I mean, as far as people know, because
her food is right there. Her food is right here, and the cat's just wagging their tail, just farting right on her food. Bro, gross. You are so fucking gross. I don't like this.
they've been doing it for years. Now, I realize that there are a lot. I mean, it's really hard for somebody, especially if you have no ID or you just, it's hard for people to get a job. I know that.
Which is not wrong. There are a lot of people that just say, oh, these homeless people, just get a job. Why don't they just get a job? Yeah, I'm not going to give them any money. Just get a job, you bum. But it's not that simple. There are lots and lots of roadblocks for like homeless people and stuff like that to get jobs. Like, oddly enough, she was right about not having an ID. There are a lot of them that don't have the money to get an ID. So they can't get an ID. They can't get a job. I mean, a lot of them have addiction issues and stuff like that too. But even the ones that don't, if a homeless guy walks into a place and says, I'd like a job, there's no way a business is going to hire him. They could be the best worker ever, but they're just not going to get hired. I had some employees under me for a while as sort of a manager that was in charge of hiring and firing. And I had sympathy for people that just needed a job, but I couldn't put the business at risk by hiring people that, were homeless and likely had addiction issues and had lots of things that could go wrong. So no matter how much I wanted to hire them and no matter how much I wanted to help them, I couldn't. So yeah, absolutely, it's an uphill battle for like these homeless people and these people that end up begging on TikTok and stuff like that. But I agree with the idea of what she's saying, right? The theory of what she's saying on paper. But let's see what she says next. The smacking is making me want to smack. If you catch my drift.
That's why I'm kind of torn on the situation, and I don't like to speak, from a position of doing better in life than somebody who's more down on their luck. But at least do some content or something to earn it,
What? Oh my God. Content. A person who literally sits on her fat ass and eats. Great content. Yeah, you're working so hard to earn it.
I don't know. And on another hand, how people want to spend their money is up to them. If people want to keep giving these people money, who's not going to take free handouts? Some people feel, I see a lot of commenters, I could never do this. I have too much pride. I would be looking for ways to support myself. And I understand like all the sides, honestly. So I don't really have, a firm opinion.
Now, that's funny that oddly enough, again, I agree with that part. Like, because there are multiple sides to this. The people, if you feel like you feel sorry for somebody and you want to give them money, then whatever, you do you. So I kind of understand all sides too. So it's not so black and white, except for the fact that Chantal here is not earning anything. Now, I mean, is she getting a bunch of money because people are willing to watch her? Absolutely. Am I willing to watch her? Apparently. But I have a really hard time calling this earning a living. Earning the money that she's getting, That implies some level of work, some level of, actually putting some effort into something to get something back. Because at least, so here's the thing, Amber Lynn edits her videos. But Chantal, other than that intro, she doesn't do any editing that I could see. She literally just sits in front of a camera and just eats and talks. So earning is stretching it a little bit. But I'm not saying there's anything wrong with her getting money for just being, I mean, if somebody's willing to watch her and if somebody's willing to give her money, as stupid as I think that is, like whatever, that's the world we live in. But It's just the term earning that I have a problem with, because no, that's not what's happening.
And then after he pays his hotel room, he will ask for money for food, and then he'll go and get like a gourmet meal. He'll get like shrimp Alfredo, all the fixins, you know. So a lot of people are mad about that.
I like that her gourmet meal is shrimp Alfredo.
Like, what am I doing slaving away at a job? And, you know.
So that is a really interesting outlook. Okay, so I just want you to think about this for a second. This is sort of a little thought experiment. If fairness was not an issue, if it was not part of the equation, just think about this scenario. Let's say the government gave everybody housing. You and me, everybody. And everybody had enough food to survive, but that's it. They had the bare minimum. They had free housing and free food and free healthcare, right? So you could live by doing nothing. You didn't have to work, and you could live and survive. Okay? Now, there would absolutely be people that don't do anything, and they would get all this free stuff. And then everybody else, those that want to work and would work, they would be working for the extra things, right? They would be working so that they could go to the movies, and they could go buy a car and buy vacations and things like that. So what would be the problem with that? The idea of fairness is ingrained in us. So we immediately think, well, it's not fair that they don't have to do anything and they can just live. It's all because of fairness, right? We've all decided that everything has to be fair. Now, is that right or wrong? I don't know. It's just part of our society. It's just ingrained in our brains from birth, basically, is that everything should be fair. So we tend to get upset with people who are seen to be taking advantage of the system, people who could work but aren't, taking advantage of like welfare and stuff like that. But when you talk about stuff like free housing or free healthcare, I don't have a problem with that. But there are a lot of people that would take exception to that because in their mind, they're thinking, why should they get all this stuff and they're not working, even though they're getting all this stuff too? And because they're working, they're getting all this extra stuff, but they still don't like to see somebody getting free stuff when they're not working. So, is that right or wrong? I don't know. But I do know, because the fairness has been ingrained in me, watching somebody sit on her ass all day and eat and claim to be earning their living is just a little annoying and frustrating. So, is that right or wrong? I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. It's fucking annoying.
I don't agree with the hateful people who are like, "What kind of job you bum?" That kind of thing. Basically, don't see these people as humans. But I've said before, I don't think it's like long-term sustainable.
Yeah, obviously, you can't beg online forever.
You never know when that well will dry up. If you've had years to get yourself together, especially being a homeless person, starting from the very bottom, you need more time, but you've had that time. So every time that you get that blessing every day, you shouldn't be going back to bed. You should be, getting up and looking into resources.
And as frustrating as it is to hear her give like life advice, about finding jobs and finding resources to better yourself, like she makes a living doing this. So why would she do anything else? She has no incentive to do anything else. So earlier when she was talking about having a lifestyle change, there's no chance. Why would she?
Or ways that you could improve your life. Sign up, make a YouTube channel, sign up for the Creator Fund if you're in the US. Make some coins off of, your transformation journey from homeless to helping myself improve my life.
Yeah, it's not that simple. It's not so simple as just like make a YouTube channel and just start making money at it. Like, that's not the way it works.
But a lot of them will just get on and beg, and they're rude to people. A lot of them. One was so rude, like they were using racial slurs and they were calling people bums that were donating only $1. Like,
That's how they get attention, man. That's a good way for them to make sure they've got people watching them. Because unfortunately, all engagement is good engagement.
what's that saying? You get more bees with honey? I don't know.
You get more flies with honey, but it's not wrong.
So if you're disappointed that I'm eating KFC, just know that this is...
Why would anybody be disappointed or surprised? All she does is eat junk. She eats giant, copious amounts of food. I don't know why she thinks anybody is surprised.
This is a KFC funeral. I have to plan a lifestyle upheaval and some new content. Okay, I'm full.
Yeah, I bet. That was a lot of food. Now, she claims that she saved that cone thing, whatever that thing is, twister thing. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's like a thing in Kuwait or if that's something that we have here, but yeah, I bet you're full. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe not. Because it was just a sandwich and some cheese fries. I bet you she's going to eat that twister after this is done.
That was so good. Oh my gosh, the KFC here is off the chain. I wish it wasn't, really. But I got grossed out by it kind of the last time I ate it. So I took a little break.
2 weeks ago.
So anyways.
Her little break from KFC was 2 weeks because she got grossed out by it. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, so I just wanted to know your guys' opinions on what you think about that situation. It's like a whole thing on TikTok. You know, people, it's like the new way to panhandle, ask for money. I'm happy that homeless people are staying out of the cold, and you know, especially in the winter. But I definitely don't think you should be insulting the people who give you money or even audiences. Like, it just, you know, probably a turnoff.
One of the things, like, here's the thing. I came into this knowing pretty little about Chantal, but one of the recurring comments I got about her was about how awful she is to her audience, and how if anybody ever said, like, even her fans, if they say anything even slightly negative, she goes off on them. So that's pretty rich coming from her. Like, I don't think you should be rude to the people that are giving you money. Like, you sure?
If you want to get more money, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to think, but honestly, I don't think it's long-term sustainable. I don't think it's right to think that people should fund your entire life for the rest of your life. What kind of, you know, existence is that? I think people should, you know, if you want to be content creators, make content. People.
What kind of existence is that? She says. That's a good question, Chantal. That is a great question. What kind of existence is that? I think I'm going to end it there because I'm not sure that we can beat that. When she says, what kind of existence is that? Maybe it's time for a little introspection. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.